Hello everybody, so today I am speaking about Spring Breakers. As you can see from the title is Spring Breakers Sexist? Now, this is something I wanted to speak about for quite a while. Now, as many of you may know, Spring Breakers is a film that I really liked when I saw it last year. It was in my top 10 of 2013, and the things I enjoyed about it is because the cinematography is absolutely incredible of it. It's just a really beautifully shot film. There's scenes that I've really enjoyed in it, especially the Britney Spears montage. Yes, there will be spoilers in this video today, so if you haven't seen Spring Breakers, just know that there's going to be spoilers. There was many things I loved about it. The Britney Spears montage, where it's just all crazy things happening with the Britney Spears song playing over the top, that was just a scene where I was sat in the cinema and I was like, is this really actually happening in this film right now? So, is Spring Breakers sexist? Now, I'm going to be putting 4 articles down there where they speak about the sexist things, and I'm also going to be speaking about, is Spring Breakers racist as well? Now, in ways, I do think Spring Breakers is sexist, and it's pretty much a girls. Many people have compared it to Girls Gone Wild, things like that. But many people have also said, oh, it's Harmony Korine, he's just trying to sort of poke at these things, and being satire to these things. And there's things where people will be like, when there's a robbery scene that happens in the film, one of the guys is like, oh, think like you're in a video game, think like you're in a movie. So maybe they're poking at this stuff like, oh, it's video game type things that are happening. But Harmony Korine, some of the things he does are very wrong with this film. Now, with it being sexist, I'm saying when it starts up, women are very objectified at the beginning because you start with all the Skrillex song playing, and the first shot is like, it's all these people on the beach, all this people, I believe that it was real spring break footage, but the way that Harmony Korine filmed it, it was just like close-ups on boobs, and just women getting beer poured over their boobs, and then them eating lollies with like they're giving them a blowjob, the lollies, and it was that sort of footage where it was just like all the men were doing all this stuff and like laughing at the women and stuff, and sort of just laughing at them, not laughing with them and stuff, and it just seemed very wrong because it was sort of objectifying women. And then when it goes to them with Ashley Benson and Vanessa Hudgens when they're in the lecture room, they're sort of like putting up a sign that's like, I want penis in a heart, and then one of them pretending to do, Vanessa Hudgens pretends to give like a fake blowjob and stuff. Then they go to a party, and this is where rape culture pretty much is brought into the film. That's the thing that many people have spoke about, that it brings in rape culture, and it's a scene that honestly makes me feel incredibly uneasy, because Harmony Korine got his wife, Rachel Korine, to be laying on the floor in this scene, and all these guys are like, they're pouring like alcohol and stuff over her, and one of them says, take it like a stripper. I'm not sure what that line was exactly meant to mean, but she's just on the floor and she's like, oh, you're never gonna get this, you're never gonna get, and like she's like, look at like in her underwear and stuff, and then all of a sudden she just pulls up her bra and gets out her boobs, and all the guys are like looking at her, and there's one scene where like 10 guys are just crowded around here, and the reason this scene makes you feel uneasy because you're like, you think a rape is gonna happen, and that's when I was sat in the cinema, I really was just sat there like, please don't let this happen in this film right now. Please, we had so many films last year that just had rape jokes and rape scenes in them, and this isn't a film that I really didn't want that to happen. Rape scene does not happen. Sort of, her character sort of takes control of it with how saying, "Oh, you're not going to get this," and like she's sort of just like, she kisses them and stuff, and it's all very weird. But it's just a scene where rape culture is put in there, and that's one scene that can seem very sexist because there's all these guys that are just crowding around her and pouring alcohol over her and stuff. Then we get to them, you know, going to spring break and getting there, and there's one scene where with the objectifying women, there's someone that's just laid down on a bed and they're sniffing coke off of this woman, and how they filmed it is you don't see this woman's face. It's 2 people just sniffing coke off of her. One of the main characters, one of the twins, they're just sniffing coke off of this woman. You don't see her face, and it's like, she's got a top off, her boobs are out. It's sort of very objectifying. So these are the sort of the scenes that I'm explaining. I'm not going to go through every single scene of explaining them, but in many ways, yes, Spring Breakers is sexist and does objectify women. Maybe Harmony Korine wasn't wanting to do that, that much, but in many scenes it seems like it, and many people could take this as being a very sexist film. But the thing that I don't know if this is really going to help much with me saying it can't, like, it's not completely sexist, but at the same time it's sexist, because in these sort of scenes the whole time the women are in hardly any clothing, they're just in bras and bikini, and that's the costume pick for this rest of the film, and they're all in sort of not many clothes, and two of the actors have sex with James Franco at one point, and James Franco calls them bitches. That's a word that I really don't think you should call him. He's like, oh, bitches, yeah, bitches, spring break bitches, and all bitches, just calls them bitches a lot. And the thing with me saying that it couldn't be completely sexist is because there's the one part where they want to show that two of the girls, Vanessa Hudgens and Ashley Benson's character, want to show James Franco that they're in charge. They hold like guns at him, and it's a very uneasy scene where James Franco gives blowjobs to guns, just gives blowjobs to guns, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I had to realise you're my soulmates, and then it sort of just changes away from there, and you're like, alright, they're not showing who's in charge anymore, because now he's sort of in charge of them and sort of just taking them along to all the shootings and stuff. So, in ways, Spring Breakers is sexist because it objectifies women, shows many things where women aren't mainly on screen for it, and like they're on screen, but most of the time they're nude or in hardly any clothes, and the only time that you see a person in full clothes is in like the lecture room, or when the four girls are outside a restaurant at one point, and there's actually women sat inside with clothes on, but it's just they're hardly in any clothes for a lot of the film, and it does sort of objectify women in a way. Now let me talk about how is Spring Breakers racist as well. I'm gonna say highly yes on this. Like I picked up on Let's Talk About Girls video, how saying that a lot of things could have more people of colour in them. This is a film that could have more people of colour in them. There's a whole spring break scene at one point, and it's when they're on the beach at first, and it's when James Franco is first introduced into the scene, and everyone is stood on the beach, and you look at everyone on the beach, and there's two people of colour just in that whole scene. And then you go to when they're in the hotel and they're having all the sniffing the coke off people and stuff, and they're there, and you look at everyone, it's like, okay, there's only two guys, two black guys in this whole room. And then when you totally get introduced to the people of colour, the other characters, the black characters in the film, the gangsters, they're introduced as gangsters, and James Franco's character is sort of, in a way, taking on sort of culture of people of colour, with the whole corn rolls and the grills, that sort of the people have classed with rappers and black rappers and that sort of thing, and he's sort of taking on that. And then with the final scene of the film, it's just a shoot up of all of these people, all the black characters have been introduced in the film, and it's just showing them doing crime and things and not really doing anything good. I know this film is a lot about crime, and you do see the white characters and that doing crime, and I know a lot of people are going to say to me, but Vanessa Hudgens isn't white and she's a person of colour, like, and they're going to sort of say those type of things, but it's yes, she is, but just with the end of the film, like, even James Franco says a racist word at one point, and it's just at the end of the film, with all the black people being shot and stuff, and not having many other people of colour in the film, and the only time they do have them is they're strippers at one point, or they're the gangsters that are just shooting people, and they don't really get to say much in the film, just to get to swear. And Gucci Man is in this, and Gucci Man is known for crime in real life, and a lot of people are probably going to say to me, but then putting him as a character as crime, it's just showing that how the person is in real life. He has been, yes, gotten in trouble for a lot of things, and recently at the end of last year, was done for firearms, but the other characters in this film, it just shows them as, they're like, Gucci Man's the only character that really gets to speak, and another character, woman, gets to speak, but everyone else is just shot up, and they don't really get much to say in this film. And yes, I can agree with people saying that these type of things are racist in this film. So that is how I can pretty much end this Is Spring Breakers Sexist? Yes, it is, because it objectifies women, like I've already said, and it does show them sort of trying to be in control in those scenes, but with the script of them being called bitches and then like just being James Franco's bitches, like he says, it sort of just adds that. And then with the racism things, with the characters not being able to say much, and then just them all being shot up at the end, and the film just ending with showing a massacre of all these people, and there's people that have laughed at that shoot-up scene, but then when you think up of horrible things like shoot-ups that have happened. So, in a way, Spring Breakers glorifies a rape culture as well. But Spring Breakers is still a film that I enjoy, and I've given Spring Breakers 4 viewings just to sort of see these things many times, and it is a film that I still enjoy, and I know it seems like I'm slamming it in this, but it's just, as I watched it again today after I've been reading articles, I do my research a lot on these things before I come in to speak to them to you, and I just wanted to sort of speak about this today because it's something that sort of matters to me in a way of how films are shown. And I know there's a lot of people that hated this film. I am one of the people that liked it. Maybe that makes me a bad person for the things that it does, but it's because it was beautifully shot. And the reason I liked it is because it's a film that stayed with me for a long time after, because of it just made me think of the things like, what was the film truly trying to say? And at sometimes I'm like, maybe it really wasn't trying to say anything, and it was just a film that was beautifully shot and just was showing this crazy things that happened in it. So that is my end of my Spring Breakers video, just talking about it. You can go back and see my review if you'd like to, and please, please, please go and read all the articles down below, because those people do explain things better than me. But I am finally with my videos now, just having more confidence and wanting to discuss stuff and not really caring what people think anymore. Even if I'm talking about an old film, I will just do it. Even if my video gets like 20, 30 views, I'm still happy with that, and it still makes me happy that people still come along and watch my videos. And I'm not on YouTube for the views or anything big like that. I'm on YouTube because I enjoy making videos, discussing these things, talking to a wide range of people and having a good discussion. And I want a good discussion with this video, not immature comments like I got on my "This is the end and it's rape joke" video. I want to actually have a proper discussion about these things and not have people just throwing stupid insults at me. That's not the reason I'm on YouTube, to have stupid insults thrown at me and people being immature. I want mature discussions with people. So if you want to discuss this stuff with me, you can in the comments down below, or you can come to my Tumblr as well and discuss stuff with me, because I also post about my stuff on there and talk about things on there. I'll put my Tumblr and my Facebook and all the things down in the links below. Go and read the articles, please, and stuff about this, and just, that is all I want to speak about today, and I want to know your opinions on what I've spoken about as well. So thank you very much, and I shall see you all again soon. Goodbye.